everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I do truly appreciate it. Come on in, step inside, have a seat, take your shoes off, get comfortable. But calm down. Chill out, man. We got to relax here a little bit. But I'm here today to talk to you about a book that showed up. It was in the mailbox. The friendly neighborhood mail lady hooked a brother up. And actually, it comes from one of my absolute very favorite publishers, Walking God's Green Earth, and that is SST, Short Scary Tales Publications, something like that. SST from the United Kingdom. A fella named Paul Fry runs that business, and man, they make some great books from some great authors using great artists, and they do quality work. And I'm very, very excited whenever they have a title up for grabs that is something that I want from an author I collect, and they make books from quite a few authors that I really, really dig. And here today, I got a box with a couple of books in it. I'm going to show you one of them, and then I'll show you the other one, but both come from great authors that I truly dig. The first one I want to show you today comes from an author named Grady Hendrix. Ever hear of him? What a crime. Well, if you haven't, by all means, hear of him. Hear of him indeed. I actually met Grady Hendrix in or near Birmingham, Alabama last year, 2023. Here's a little bit of a clip.
Oh yeah, someone who supports me, I'm always interested in shit. Oh yeah, but I don't know, it's like great. That makes stuff. How your family? I don't watch your videos. Thanks.
He was a heck of a nice fella. He had an entertaining story, an entertaining bit, I guess you might say that he did. It wasn't telling a story. It was a fictional type of a thing. It was very entertaining, and it was a lot of fun. He signed autographs, took pictures with people. He was so classy, so kind. He had a lot of time for everybody involved. It was overall a great experience. And I got a bunch of books signed by Grady Hendrix that day, some of which you see right here. Some of them are already signed. Some of them he signed for me. I had a big old box. As usual, when I go to autograph sessions, you don't often get a chance to meet these people. So I like to take advantage while I can and get as many books as I can signed. At least all of them. All the books. How many books you want to get signed? All of them. Anyway, he signed quite a few for me, but now I got one that's come in the mailbox, already signed, and typical, what I came to love and cherish from one of my very favorite publishers from SST, that is Paul Fry. The note, "Hi Tim, thank you so much for your order, take care, Paul." I dig it, I really like it. I stick them in the book, so I got one of these. 2 books. I'll stick it in one of the books and save it forever and ever, or at least until I am no longer around here. And both these books are paid. So I want to talk a little bit about this book from Grady Hendrix, and it is How to Sell a Haunted House. And you see the books come in a great big box full of this white cheese puff sort of stuff. It's really very bland. I don't know what they've done. They don't taste as good as they used to. And so in here I've got actually 2 books. Like I said, I'll show you the other one here in a little bit. But I'm going to set this to the side. So you got them all padded in that stuff. And then you got your books here in a bubble envelope. It's enveloped in a bubble envelope. And let's take this one out, set this one to the side. Also, I've got a million of these because I bought a million of these books. The bookmark. Every book I've read over the last, I want to say 3, maybe 4 years, I've read with an SST bookmark. So there you go. If you see me with a book ever in hand, a reading book, ask me to see my SST bookmark and I'll show it to you. So, needless to say, I got a bunch of them, and the book's wrapped here in this thin sort of a wrapping paper with the SST sticker medallion. Escutcheons? Is that a right word? I like to use words, but I often feel like I'm using them in the wrong context. Way it goes, man. Way it goes. Anyway, let's get this out. And I'll show you why I'm such a big fan of SST. Because look at here, look at here. We've got a beautiful dust jacket on a big book that's going to go on my shelf. I've got from Grady Hendrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signed limited editions SST Publications Horror Store, My Best Friend's Exorcism, The Final Girl Support Group, and We Sold Our Souls. Finally, the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. And then Grady's latest, How to Sell a Haunted House. A book that I haven't read. I do have the trade hardcover edition, but I haven't read this one yet. So far, I've read Horror Store, was the first one I read of Grady's, and I really, really liked it. I liked it a lot. My Best Friend's Exorcism, I'd say that's a top tier book. One of my favorite books I've ever read. A very, very, very good book. And then I read We Sold Our Souls, which I liked it. I didn't love it. I did like it, but it was, for my taste, the least of those three that I read. And How to Sell a Haunted House is in the queue to be read. I think the next one I'm going to read from Grady, I'm going to read this one, but I think next I'm really wanting to read this, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I'm going to read that maybe in the next few weeks. That one is one I'm very excited to read. But this one as well, How to Sell a Haunted House. And like I said, SST Publications really did the deed. And this cover artwork is Eli John, this dust jacket artwork, as well as interior illustrations. Typically from them, you get about 6 interior illustrations. So for a book that I got shipped from the United Kingdom for $68 and some change, we'll say $69. That means buying the book and paying the freight from England to Florida. $69, give or take, in US dollars. I get a Smithsonian binding, cloth covered boards, I'm guessing 6 interior illustrations, high quality paper, and art from Eli John for less money than practically any other limited edition book publisher sells books. I've got books from Subterranean Press that I paid $200 for that had nary and nary an illustration inside the book. So SST is, for the money, nobody's better. There is nobody that's going to give you more for a book for $68, $70, $75, $85. Practically nobody out there is going to give you more for that money. So that's why they are one of my absolute favorite publishers. And I just want to show you that artwork again. It does look cool. So let's on to the book. This is a book. As you can see, the cloth covered boards, quality materials, hot foil 2-color stamping on the front and on the spine. But when you take off that dust jacket, this is good stuff. Let me just look at it. It's good stuff. And then our Smith sewn binding 2-color end bands there. Man, it's just, nobody does it like this. Nobody does it like this. I don't even believe that SST does it like this. I think I'm being tricked. I think my eyes are maybe deceiving me. My hands are deceiving me. Maybe this is a dream. Nobody does it like this. But I want to show you here. Grady Hendrix, a very creative kind of fellow. Nothing that he publishes seems to be the norm. There's always something neat, something creative. And that's just the kind of a writer he is, the kind of a speaker he is. So mine is 175 out of 500 copies. I'm on the number 175 SST Grady Hendrix train. I think they're all number 175 for mine, but you see here, signed, and this is just an example, the creativity in this signature page. It's not just a page with a name. It is signed by Grady Hendrix. It is signed by Eli John, and what else? I think those are the only actual signatures on here. You got to be careful. It's easy to overlook stuff and all that funness there. But man, that's cool. The signature page is almost worth the price of admission here. And then our paper, it is thick paper. It is quality paper. It's not trade edition stuff. You can see, what else? You can see, I'll show you what it looks like if I'm going to read this book right here. The paper is a little bit creamier in color. It's not the stark white. The text is actually kind of small for this one, but it is a big book. You can see that they're maybe being a little bit conservative on the space. So big book. And let me show you some of, let me show you all some of this interior illustrations here. This is part of what makes them great. Lots of artwork from great illustrators here. So that's one you want to keep track. One, and then I don't know if you're going to count that signature page or not, but that's artwork there. And then another interior illustration. That's two, and you can see glossy-ish color illustrations inside. And that's two. There's three. Another great one. Eli John has hooked us all up. It's getting a little bit of shine. I'm trying to show you what it looks like there. Hooked us up like they always do. I can never say enough great things about SST Publications and what they produce. I'm honestly, there's nobody for the money really even comes close. There's different tiers as far as publishers go. So we have SST, which I say at the price point gives you so much more than I expect. When I pay money for something, I expect to get my money's worth. Well, when I get a book like this, I look at how much did I actually pay for it, and I feel like I got far more than I paid for. That's why I put them on that list. Very short list for me of publishers that I truly love. And then there's other tiers. Publishers that may give you something more. Like they come with a slipcase. Every book comes with a slipcase. Well, that's value. You pay for that. And then you got publishers that just give you other types of materials, other types of bindings that are more outside the norm. So you pay more for that too. But for this not traditional, but what we typically get in a modern book inside of a dust jacket, you really can't beat this for the money. You can't beat it. Nobody does this kind of stuff out there. There's no publisher out there that gives you this for the money. And then there's our end papers there. So How to Sell a Haunted House is just another example of SST Publications knocking it right out of the park. Home run, as usual. No surprises here. You get what you expect, and what I expect is greatness, and you just don't beat that. You can't beat that. It don't get any cleaner. Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop. Anyway, I can think of no more lies to tell. I'm truly happy, truly pleased, as I always am when SST delivers. So thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. And c'est la vie, baby. Doo-doo. Ugh!